please share this with your friends and your followers. We just want to spread some encouragement, some love and light to you. Tonight we have a great topic for you guys. This is the start of our new series. This is like our third series, I believe, our third season of Mission Mindset. So we want to thank everyone for their continued support. Even through the hiatus, you guys always, anticipate our return. And now we're back and we're excited. Tonight's topic is finding your flow and your rhythm. Awesome title. Awesome topic. We're going to break it down for you. For those who are new, may not know who we are, I'm Quan Grant.
My name is Marisol.
And this is our Mission Mindset page, and this is what we use to kind of connect with people and to encourage. What's up, Puma? And to encourage people to create the life that you want to live, using the power of your mind and what God has gifted you with. Right?
Definitely.
So that's why we're here, and we're grateful for you guys for tuning in. If you don't have nothing else to say, we're gonna
I'm just excited to be back.
Yeah.
We had a little time to live a little life and, get some things going. I recovered from a little surgery, so I'm just trying to pick up my little ice pack here because it fell off my foot. But other than that, we are happy to be back.
Yes. So we're going to dive right into the topic. Like I said, if you can share this with us, feel free to engage throughout the live, ask questions, to give us likes, hearts, let us know you can hear us and see us. All those things are great.
Yeah. So, we came up with this topic because, we're thinking about, where we are currently in our lives, and just thinking about, how do we get into a rhythm? Like, how do we find this beat for our life where things kind of go and flow and go at a pace where it's just natural and everything feels organic. Not forced. You're not going out of alignment. You're not going this way and that way. It's like a good flow, a good rhythm to have. You can get things done, proactive. So we thought this would be a great topic to share with everyone else. You know,
Absolutely.
How to stay in the flow of life.
Yeah, I like that.
How to keep that rhythm.
Yes. I like that. Our first point is trust the process. Trust the process of life. Trust that, everything is going to come together, that everything is going to work out, that God has a plan for you. Trust yourself. Trust your dream. Trust, the journey.
Yeah.
And trust that, like I said, everything is going to come together. Everything works together for the good.
Yeah, I had a very tough time with that, with trusting the process.
Me too.
During this year. It was one thing after another, from ailment to ailment, setback to setback. And just feeling when am I ever going to get what I plan to get done? Because sometimes we create this whole plan of our lives and what we're going to do, boom, 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 boom. And then life happens and we're like, oh, so I'm not doing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5 right now? Okay. So sometimes you have a season in your life where you just have to, trust the process, embrace what's going on in your life, and learn to have patience.
True. Yeah, and I had to learn that as well. I had times when, it didn't look like, things were going to come together for me. And, I had, I'm talking about years back when I was, trying to get my start in music. I created a band. In the process of doing that, my mom had passed. And, my band had split up not long after that, So I dealt with setbacks myself. And I just learned to, not compare myself to other in my process and my journey, because all those things were necessary. It built my character. It built my self-esteem. It built my faith in God. You know what I mean? So I learned to just accept, the process, and to be content. Can I have a tissue, please? Because this candy is just
sorry.
Jacking me up. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm talking I got special needs.
It's okay if you have special needs.
Right. I'm sorry. Yes, but like I was saying, I learned to be content. And there's a scripture in the Bible that I read earlier, and I was sharing with Soli. And it's Apostle Paul said, I learned to be content, and I'm paraphrasing, in whatever state that I'm in, whatever circumstances I'm in, whether I have much, whether I'm in want, whether, I'm hungry or I'm well fed, whether good or bad. Paul said, I learned to be content. In other words, I learned to be satisfied. I learned to be at peace. I learned to, I guess, like, go with the flow, like we were talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I love that he ends with, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that's where his mindset was at. Whether I'm in a good situation, I'm in a bad situation, whether I'm hungry, I'm starving, or I'm eating good. You know what I mean? No matter what I face, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Definitely.
And we have to have that solid foundation, that solid trust in God. You know what I mean? I feel like it makes the flow a lot easier.
Yeah. And definitely, having gratitude.
Yes.
No matter what circumstance. So that kind of segues from what you're saying. It's just appreciation for your life and where you're at, good or bad, or however you want to describe it. Because we were talking about there's no really, like bad situation or failures, because everything is a lesson in life.
Everything.
So you got to take the good out of it.
And I think that's
show yourself that,
And I think that's what Paul was getting at. You know what I mean? Gratitude, I think, is the key to life. And that's what I'm learning in this season, to just be grateful. You know what I mean? And just realize that things could be worse. But just live in appreciation. I think that let God know that we're grateful for what we have, what's in front of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I think when we are grateful for those things, God will bless us with way more.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So I feel like gratitude opens the door to like so much more blessings.
Definitely.
In life. Hi, Christine. Christine said, you guys are motivating me, but why can't I get your strength at a state where everything seems to be going wrong and I just feel miserable?
Yeah.
We kind of talked about this, her and I. I don't know if you heard the first point, but it's trust in the process. Sometimes we want to jump ahead. You know what I mean? We want things to happen instantly. We want to already be successful. But, don't look at it as being miserable. Like we were saying, everything is a learning experience. Take what you can take from the situation. Whatever you can learn from it. Maybe you have to learn something about yourself.
In order to attain those things that you truly desire.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not ready for it yet. Right. And this is like your training ground.
And it's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Embrace
learning and going through these situations, because they only make you stronger. You're going to come out of it a stronger person.
Absolutely. So be encouraged. You're not miserable. And remember, our words have power. So just speak whatever you want to be. Even if you're not at peace, even if you're not happy, say it until you feel it, till you believe it, until it becomes your reality.
Yeah. Sean says trust the process.
Yes. Absolutely. The next point we want to talk about is don't be complacent. You want to talk about that?
Be present.
Oh, be present. I'm sorry. See, I'm not trusting the process.
He said, thank you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, being present.
Yes. Being in the moment. Being
in the moment, embracing life. I think a lot of times we're so stuck in our head. We think so many different things all the time, all day long. You're at work, you're thinking things, you're working with your coworkers, you're doing all this stuff. You come home, you're thinking like what you got to do for tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day. And it becomes so overwhelming that you don't even remember what the day was like sometimes, thinking back and like, well, what did I do yesterday? You can't even recall it. Right. That's because you're not being present in the moment. Sometimes you just got to take your shoes off, plant your feet on the ground, get grounded, and really just feel and embrace the moment and where you're at. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Empty the thoughts out in the trash can. Hi. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Be present. Be in the moment. Life, I'm realizing, it's a gift. You know what I mean? And sometimes we're afraid to live sometimes. And sometimes I have to tell myself, like, look, we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know a lot of things. But we have to just be present and be in the moment. And like I said, just appreciate what you have now, what's in front of you, work those things, be grateful. And
I say the present is a gift.
Yeah.
Sometimes we look too much in the future and we look too far in the past.
Yeah.
And
what could happen, what should have happened.
We're out of alignment. We're out of that flow of life because we're too anxious. We
True.
want to know what's going to happen next, how we're going to get there. What do I have to do right now to get there? It's almost like this rat race. Like life is passing me by. I have to hurry up.
Right.
It's not enough time in the day. I have to hurry up, or I have to do this, this, and this, or else my time is going to run out.
Right.
I'm never going to fulfill my dreams.
Yeah.
So.
I want to go back to what Christine said. It just hit me. She said, "I want your strength." Listen, sometimes we have to encourage ourselves as well. Sometimes we're not always as strong as you think we are, as we, may appear to be. We do have strength. We do have, a higher power that we believe in, that I believe is a source of our strength. And we're able to tap into that and share that strength that God gives. But yeah, just like you, life can be a struggle, for all of us. You know what I mean? But it's a matter of just tapping into that.
Yeah.
Into that.
And not falling complacent.
Yeah.
Not staying in the situation that you're in and thinking that that's it.
Word.
There is more to life. But it's all about, like we said, trusting the process.
Right.
Living in the moment, day to day.
Yeah.
Not going ahead of your time and not looking back at what happened and there was and what, is affecting you right now.
Exactly.
I had to look at that for myself, things that I felt like certain things will come up and I'll feel triggered by a situation and I have to think to myself, I have to really reflect. I'm like, why do I feel that way about this? Where did that come from? And then I find the root of where that came from and I'm like, okay, this is why I feel like this, because this situation. Yeah. So how do I dissolve that so that it won't keep coming up for me?
Yeah. So
sometimes we just have to be in that moment in life and not allow our past to hinder us and not allow the future to create anxiety.
True. Christine says, so does turning to God fulfill you? Absolutely. Yeah.
Just having a higher power, period. Just knowing that you were created for a purpose. Just knowing that, your Creator gave you
security.
Yeah. You have a superpower because of it. You are so much stronger,
Yeah, when something bigger than you, when something bigger than yourself believes in you, you know what I mean? When God tells you who you are and you allow God to give you and tell you who you are and tell you your name and what you're made of, and you realize all the things that went into creating you, into molding you, into shaping you, you know what I mean? It does fulfill you. That's where my security comes from. That's where my strength comes from. That's where my my confidence comes from. So definitely does fulfill me. You want to read that?
She said, I go to church here and there. I've been Catholic all my life, but I feel like church can be boring at times. It is always the same when I go. It's about fulfilling your own relationship with God. And sometimes, everyone gets a revelation different times in their life. God touches everybody and opens them up to, to know who God is in different weird situations that happen. You'll be like, oh, that's how I discover God, or that's how I discover God. And you're like, so you just have to be open to it and seek it out.
Yeah. And pray for direction. Don't be afraid to pray for that. Maybe that's not where God wants you to worship. Maybe there's another place for you.
Sometimes it's just a private relationship with you and God, just talking.
Personal relationship,
meditating.
Is definitely key. Yeah, that's how we connect with God and ourselves.
God, asking God exactly what you need.
Yeah.
I did that the other day, at the beach. Sometimes you just have to be vocal and speak out loud exactly what you want.
Yeah.
What's your purpose?
Absolutely.
Asking God, can I have this? What does it take to receive this? What does it take to attain these things?
Yeah. And don't be afraid of what he may say back.
Exactly. Over on Instagram, we have M.W. Albin. Oh, Entertainment. Hi, thank you for tuning in. She says, I love that, allowing God to lead you.
Yeah.
Yes, and Shonda says 100.
It's key.
Exactly. Allowing God to lead your life is...
Because He wants the best for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we limit ourselves, we limit God. Mm-hmm. And when we allow God to lead, we tap into this, like you were saying, this superpower that we don't even know we possess.
Yeah.
You know, but when we allow God to lead, God, you know, these things will start to manifest in our lives. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We realize how strong we are. We realize how powerful, how we can take charge of our emotions and our mind, and you know, how we can be creative and create things and create jobs and lead and create change. You know what I mean? Like, we realize that when we allow God to lead. Increase our
vibration.
Because we're limited. Energy. But with God, there's no limit.
No limits at all.
You know?
Just don't limit yourself. We are our worst enemy.
All the time.
You know, our thoughts and the things that we allow to just create cycles and just continuous damage. Like, that is our worst enemy right there.
Yeah.
So it's about changing those thoughts in your mind that tell you that you're miserable, that tells you that you're not good enough, that tells you that church is boring, or that your job is boring.
Good.
You got to change those thoughts to something more positive, like, no, my job is great.
Right.
It provides for me.
Exactly.
You know, church is great. You know, I'm learning something new here. I'm fellowshipping with other people.
Exactly.
I'm getting closer to God.
Yeah.
You know, my life isn't miserable. I feel joy. I feel peace. You know, I'm here for a reason.
So good.
It's like speaking to yourself in a more positive way so that you start to believe it.
Yeah, you start to see yourself different. You start to see life different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Shonda says it surpasses all understanding.
So true. Can't lean on our own understanding. Mm-hmm. When we lean and trust God. Yeah.
As a man thinketh, so is he. That's why we chose that as our motto. Our little motto, yeah. Because it's so true. That's like the root of everything.
Yeah, when you realize you could be whatever you want to be, like, why would you...
Sky's the limit. Paint the town. Paint your life all over again. New paint.
Start fresh. Paint. Exactly. I like that. The fifth point, or no, the fourth one, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Be consistent. Mm-hmm. You know, be consistent with what you want, with your goals, with your dreams, with your discipline. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we say we're going to do something and we go, this was what we say we're going to do. You know,
but don't beat yourself up for it, because you're a human and this is learning. Remember, you're going through a process. So you're still going to have some of your old traits, you know, lingering behind. But since you're growing out of that, you're still sometimes going to have remnants of it, you know? Going into this new person, this renewed spirit, this renewed soul, this renewed mind, So sometimes you are going to go back and you're going to do certain things, but then you're going to keep learning. So it's almost like weaning you off the bottle.
That's true.
You know? So don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. You know? Yeah. All of that is a part of the process.
Yep.
Just keep going.
Right. And you may fall sometimes, you may stumble, but, like, just get back up and keep it going. Keep it moving.
Yes.
You know?
Elle says she's happy I'm tuning in, as I said I would, and I thank you so much, Elle.
Thank you.
Elle, she hosts A&O Radio, and I did an interview with her the other day.
Yeah.
Such an amazing, powerful soul. She's so beautiful, and you know, we had a really good conversation. So she's tuning in right now. If you guys ever want to follow her A&O Radio station, it's online. You can click on her link on Instagram. Her tag is NNW_ELBENT.
Nice.
Wonderful person.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So we said be consistent. And the fifth point is check yourself. Every now and then we have to check ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you said, don't beat yourself up. But check yourself. Keep yourself in alignment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Make sure you're keeping flow. Yes, make sure you're staying in the flow. Make sure your gratitude levels are consistent. Your prayer life is consistent. Your health, you know what I mean? You're keeping yourself first. Your self-care is in alignment and check.
We forget about that.
Yeah.
Anytime you ever start to doubt yourself or feel fear, or you start having all these negative thoughts, bring it back to yourself and loving you. Do something good for you, and that'll bring you back to center. We were talking about that earlier, about checking yourself. And I was thinking, when I was saying check myself, I felt like I had to check myself a few times, you know, with pointing at people or things and saying, oh, that's to blame for it, or the reason why I'm late is because these cars are going so freaking slow, so much traffic. And it's like, no, I'm late because I didn't get up early enough, or I didn't have, enough time, or I can't blame this person. It's my fault. I should have done better with this situation. So it's more like checking yourself and not always pointing the finger at other people or situations that causes things. Like, really, keep yourself, hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. And I also, I was thinking about the old me 2 years ago me. You know what I mean? When,
long time ago days.
Long time ago days at the old house.
The old house.
I was just thinking about, like, where I was at, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Low self-esteem, allowing people in my life to use me, abuse me, take advantage of me, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, people will look at me like now, today, like, how could you forgive them? How could you, like, still talk to them? Because I'm not blaming them. Mm-hmm. That was me. I didn't love myself enough. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I let people do whatever when I could have got out of the situation. Mm-hmm. I could have walked away from some people, but I entertained those things, you know what I mean? Just to say I had someone, or just to say I had a friend, or, you know what I mean? Yeah. When I really wasn't loving myself, because when you love yourself, you're going to have people that's connected to you that mean well for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That meaningful relationships that aren't trying to use you or manipulate you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at those people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I had to look at myself as wow, like, bro, you were in a crazy place. You know what I mean? Like, I look at me like, who is that guy? Yeah. Who was that guy? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I was just no boundaries, no limits, just doing whatever. You know what I mean? But I had to check myself. Mm-hmm. And say, you know what? This is not right. Yeah. You got to do better. Mm-hmm. You got to treat yourself. You got to love yourself more. And when you love yourself more, you make better decisions. Mm-hmm. And you can't blame no one else, because you make your own choices and your decisions in life.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. You're the creator of your life.
You are. So I'm not mad at nobody, man. Mm-hmm. No one from my past. I had to check myself. Get myself in alignment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's how you stay in your flow.
Yeah.
Don't entertain stuff that's just going to distract you.
Right.
From where you're trying to go in life. Mm-hmm. Like we were talking about, meaningless conversations, hanging around people that you really don't have a connection to, or it's like pointless. It's not really, fueling your life in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those things are
taking
important.
You out of character. You gotta be mindful of those things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just fussing, yelling, and screaming,
and you become the company you keep.
Exactly, man. And it's not worth it, Mm-hmm. So, thank God for change.
Yeah. For growth.
For growth, maturity. Seriously.
Shonda said right.
Word, Shonda for me.
It's 8.
We're at 8?
Yeah, because you said all that.
Well, we could learn from your past.
Take ownership of yourself and actions, and learn from past situations.
Yeah.
You got to learn from your past situations.
Yeah.
If not, it's going to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Over and over and over
until
and
you
over
get it.
Again until you get it.
Yeah.
The universe is like, hello, do you want to go through this breakup again?
Right.
Do you want to have this heartache again?
Right.
Do you want to have this again?
Right.
It's like, no, I don't. But you just keep on doing it over and over again until you stop.
That's and you have to get to that point, like, because things get old. You get tired of going around the same cycle, same circle over and over again. Like, when you really want change, when you really want to grow, when you really want to do better, you're going to start making better decisions. You know what I mean? And I made a conscious decision not to put, like, learn from your past failures, because they're not failures. You know what I mean? It's just, everything is a learning experience. So, just how you look at it.
Yeah, you gotta look at it from that perspective.
Learning, everything is a learning experience.
It may not feel good in the moment. You may get depressed.
Right.
Feel depressed. We're like, oh my God, my life is over. How am I going to achieve these goals? How am I going to do this? How am I going to make ends meet? I don't like my job. Da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, you just got to embrace it.
Word.
And move forward.
And keep your boundaries. That's our 8th point. Keep your boundaries. Yeah. Those things you say you don't want to do, those things you're against. those things that don't align up with who you are, your true self, your morals, your values. Hold those things, your core values, whatever they are. You know what I mean?
Uma says, yes, I do. Shauna says, I know I passed this tree before. Going through those cycles, right?
Right. But like I was saying, keep your boundaries.
Boundaries is key.
Yeah.
You know, because that just sets you outside of your true self. And you're allowing things to come into your space that's supposed to be sacred.
Yeah.
You know, your sacred space.
Yeah. And
knowing that anything that comes in there, it's like a, what is that called?
A leech.
Like a attack towards you. You know, low level things that are just not conducive to health.
I feel like your boundaries are like the core of who you are.
Your true self.
Right.
Like who you are, what you believe, your values.
You got to protect that. You have to protect
and trust your intuition too. And don't allow so many people in your space. Don't allow it.
Yeah.
And don't do things that you really don't want to do.
Right.
Like stay true to yourself.
Word. And cut off distractions. You know what I mean? Whether it's people, places, things, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Cut off any type of distraction that try to distract you or hinder you from being who you feel like you're called to be. You know? Cut off other voices sometimes, you know, connect, like we were saying, with God, with yourself. And, you know, sometimes we allow the voices of our family, our friends, our loved ones, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, whatever, you know what I mean, to kind of
drown out.
Yeah. Or to just guide our lives, when sometimes we have to cut that off. You know, we start
hear from God
directly.
directly.
Exactly, because we start doing things to please other people, and like, how often do we stop to say, God, you know, what pleases you? Like, what should I be doing? Exactly. What's my assignment for the day? You know, what's my purpose? Because life is bigger than ourselves, and sometimes we get so caught up in goals and things and material things, and I'm gonna drive this car, I'm gonna have this house, when like, our calling is deeper than that.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
You know what I mean? And we have to be mindful of that. You know what I mean? Like, we're called to serve. We're called to create change, to inspire, and to do, you know, things of that nature. You know, sometimes, and it's okay to dream big, because I know I got some goals, dreams, aspirations, all that. You know what I mean? But we have to remember life is bigger than us. You know?
Definitely.
And everything that we went through, it wasn't just for nothing. It wasn't just for you to learn, but it's also for us to share.
Yeah, our testimony.
Yeah, and to pull people out of whatever they're going through, because someone's going through what you're going through. Someone feel miserable. Someone feel like life doesn't make sense. Someone feel like, well, how could God use me? You know what I mean? But if we look back on where God has brought us from, or how far we've grown and how far we've come, like, that's for someone else too. You know what I mean? Someone else needs to hear this, and this is why we try to use our platform to encourage others, because everyone's like us. No one's, we're not perfect. No. You know, we're trying to get some things off the ground as well. We have stumbling blocks and setbacks as well. But if I can use my testimony, whatever it is, I want to use that to try to build someone else, and that's what we're doing up here today. So be encouraging. You guys do the same thing, man. Let this be the trend.
Let it be the new trend, right?
The new
Keisha,
trend.
what's up? Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, Keisha?
Shauna says, I ask more often now.
Good.
And that's a good thing. You keep asking. Asking, you shall receive.
Right. And know that if you're breathing, you have purpose.
Definitely do.
Every morning you wake up, it's for purpose. God doesn't do anything by mistake.
Has something unique about
everyone.
Everyone is unique.
Everyone.
So don't ever feel like you have to be like someone else or compare your life to someone else. Like, you are you for a reason.
For a reason. And that's what we're talking about, finding your flow in your rhythm. What is it? What makes you you? You know what I mean? What makes you happy? What is it that you want to do?
Thanks for coming.
Who's
Sean,
that?
Sean. She's about to head home. I'll catch the rest on replay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean, for coming in.
Yeah.
Word. So, find your flow. Find what makes you happy. Get into that rhythm. Make those things happen. And
make it happen, guys.
Yeah.
Stay in your flow. Let it flow. Embrace life. You know, embrace the moments that you share with people in your life. embrace every day. Be present. Be present. That is a huge thing about being present. It's hard to do.
Yes.
It's very hard to be present.
Yeah, it is. I struggled with it before in the past. You know?
She's like, good night.
Good night.
But yeah, I think we're going to come to a close. Anybody have any comments or questions? She says, keep inspiring. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, Elle. I really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. We want to keep inspiring whatever we do in life.
That's what it's about.
And there's a lot of fulfillment in that.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, someone got something from this.
Yes. So I just want to leave with this. Whatever your flow is, find it. Getting your flow of prayer life, your flow of seeking God, your flow of working hard, going after your dreams, your flow of eating healthy or being mentally stable and being conscious of your environment, your mental stability. Get in that flow, get in that rhythm. You know what I mean? Cut off all distractions. Find out what makes you happy. Get into that zone, that space.
Yes.
And thrive.
Thrive, people, thrive.
Live big, dream big, you know what I mean? You'll start thinking big, you know what I mean?
Don't limit yourself.
No limits. So let's end with a prayer. God, we thank you for this session. We thank you for this time. We thank you for every person that was tuned in, even those that will watch the replay. God, we are your people. We're called for purpose. We're all created and unique, and we have something to give to this world, Lord God. We all are somebody, Lord God. Help us to find our true self, our true purpose, what you're calling us to do, Lord God. Connect us with the right people, the right surrounding, the right job, whatever your plan is, God, we trust it, Lord God, and we know that you have best for us. We know you have a plan for our lives. You created us for something. Allow us to tap into that thing, God, and to live a grateful life, God. And I believe gratefulness is the key to just happiness. You know what I mean? It keeps us happy, keeps us satisfied, keep us content, and keep us centered. So, God, we love you. We thank you. I thank you for Soli. I thank you for this live. We thank you for this platform. Thank God for you, and especially you. Bless them in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you next week. Oh, we're not sure yet. I got to figure out the
schedule.
The schedule. All right. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.